Hello, all. I'm so excited to announce that this is the first official interview for Spark of Joy. Now, I started this organization about a year ago, maybe 9 months ago, and it's designed to have 20 to 30-minute meaningful conversations with younger social media creators. Now, today, or this first interview, I talked with my friend Bryce McKenzie. Bryce is originally from Colorado. He lived in Los Angeles for a while, and now he's traveling the country as a TikTok and an Instagram star. Bryce is big into dancing and positivity on his platforms, but he also does a lot of gymnastics. Never met probably a more smiley, energetic person. Bryce is a super great guy, and this video is about him talking about his gymnastics coach and his dad, who have both had a positive influence in his life. More videos will be coming out soon, but for this first one, hope you enjoy it.
All right, Bryce. Tell me about gymnastics coach.
So I have known Coach Ron for probably about 10 years, like I said. Coach Ron. He wasn't my coach at first. I had another coach for probably, I would say about 4 years. And his name was Coach Andre. He's Ukrainian.
Nice.
Very scary. But he was good. Coach Andre definitely taught me a lot too.
Yeah.
He taught me how to handle a lot of different things because he wasn't necessarily the easiest person on you. So he's yelling. But Coach Ron, when I switched groups, so I moved up to the big kids group. Coach Ron, just the way he coached was different. It really it taught me a lot about having to put in work, I guess, because Coach Andre basically he would get on you, making sure you were getting your work done, right? To whereas Coach Ron would coach the people that wanted to work and that actually put in work without, ones that would basically prove that, okay, yeah, I'll coach you,
Sure.
you put good work. And so that definitely taught me a lot.
Do you think, you obviously showed him that you were willing to put in the work because you've known him for 10 years, right?
Yeah, right.
Is it regular? Do you normally stick with a coach that long in gymnastics? Can't say that word right now.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. I feel like, I would say so.
Sure.
A lot of my friends that are on national team and everything like that, they've probably been with their coach for quite a while.
Sure.
So, but not only for Coach Ron, not only has he just been my coach, but also kind of a mentor for me. So I will literally I'm probably gonna hop on a call with him later or go meet him for dinner later.
Oh, cool.
But he was he's one of my biggest inspirations just because of how hard he worked and how hard he proved to us that he wanted the best for us, basically. Because I remember one time he was spotting one of my friends, right, on a hill, and his arm got caught between him and the gymnast, and it just completely tore his bicep.
Oh, God.
Just immediately, he just goes to the bathroom, comes back probably about 20 minutes later, and he's like, all right. He's like, I'm going to the hospital. You can already see my biceps contracting up. So
just super nonchalantly, not even,
yeah.
Geez.
He's like, here's what you guys got to finish up for the night. Text me if you guys need anything. I'll try and respond. But yeah, I'm basically going to be going into surgery tomorrow. So
okay.
we're just kind of okay, how is he just so casual about this, you know?
Right. And so then what happens after he's in surgery? I'm sure he off for a while, or was that hard on you at all?
Coming back in probably the next week and just had his arm thing on and he was coaching us. So
Jeez.
It's things like that, really, I guess, set an example for us. But another really big thing for me was actually when I started social media.
Okay.
I think I told you that like my parents didn't know I had TikTok until I had 2 million followers.
Yep.
And so he was one of the very few people that actually knew that I was doing social media, and I talked to him a lot about it. He has a lot of really good connections. He knows a lot of people out in California, LA, whatever, And I kind of told him what I was thinking. I was kind of debating on going to college or not, And he was kind of like, he was definitely one of the very few people that was like actually like there for me. Cause like me, like just doing gymnastics like my entire life and planning on going to college, like, and then just suddenly just, yeah, I don't really want to go to college anymore. I kind of want to, travel around, do this. Excuse me.
you.
Thank you. But he was one of the very few people that actually like believed in me. And he was like, yeah, like if this is like your dream and like this is what you want to pursue, like I know you're a great gymnast. Like I've coached you for the past, I don't even know how many years, and he's like, I wrote you letters of recommendation for colleges, all that kind of stuff. So like, I support you basically like for what you want to do and everything. So it was kind of just, it was good to hear that, and I would call and talk to him all the time, almost like every single day, asking him for like advice on things, stuff like that. So I think that's why he's definitely had a really big impact on me. And now, I mean, we just call and catch up, I tell him what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this, I've been here, I traveled to here, and he's like, that's awesome. Like it's really working.
Does he, so I assume you're not in the gym as much since you've started social media. You mentioned that, we talked about that a little while ago, I think, but
Near as much.
does
I wish I would, honestly.
Right, getting back into it. Do you, does he say anything? I mean, has your relationship stayed the same, or have you tried to keep it the same? I guess obviously it's changed, but
it's definitely stayed the same. I would say.
Good. Okay.
I don't think. I mean, we don't talk as much as we did before, but that's just because he's got work and I don't get to see him every day at practice.
Sure.
But yeah, I would say it's stayed the same, which has been really good. So, yeah. So he's always just been like, he's definitely been like one of my mentors over the last couple of years.
That's
for sure.
Cool.
So,
how you said he's always been there for you. When you started social media, what did he do? Is there a story or examples of something where he was there for you?
Well, yeah. So I told him, I was thinking about, the social media space and everything like that. And he actually got me in contact with a bunch of different people that were like out in LA.
Sure.
And hop on calls with them and kind of talk to them about like the situation I was in, and like the people I got in contact with were like previous Olympians, for gymnastics, and then that are now in like the social media space and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. He also just kind of like reassured me that like he was like, like I actually do know stuff about like the entertainment space and everything like that. And he's like, like out of all of the people that I've met, I would say that you could do it. Like you can be successful while doing it,
That's so cool.
And I mean, like, considering most everyone else was like, no, like, you got to go to college to be successful. You got to do this to be successful. Like, you got to stick to the guidelines type thing. And, but for him to like be telling me that and everything, I was like, okay, like this is, it's nice to hear when you don't hear it from, anyone else. So I definitely think that's how he's helped me quite a bit. So.
That's super cool. And I mean, if you have a mentor who tore his bicep and then just casually goes to the hospital, I mean, if that type of person, I consider just really tough, almost like a Navy SEAL or that sort of caliber of a person, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you have someone with that determination and that grit that tells you, hey,
Right.
you can do this, you can make it big for yourself, then
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's a big boost.
it is.
I
It
mean,
definitely.
it would almost be like you telling me that I could be a social media star.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not Bryce. That's not going to be me. I know, right? No, it could be. I think I'm good.
You're good.
I think I'm good.
You don't have any other questions?
I don't.
Okay.
That's it. That's perfect. I know. Easy, right?
Easy. Well,
Cool.
you want me to tell you about my dad at all or no?
Yes. Go for it.
Okay. So for me, my dad, he's always been like one of the hardest workers that I've ever seen. You know, just like growing up and like going through everything, he's always been there for me in a way. I mean, like, yeah, that's what dads are supposed to do. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. But I mean, like, he always like goes out of his way to, you know, help me with things quite a bit. So like, I mean, obviously when I started social media and everything too, like, but really it's been like gymnastics a lot too, that he like helped me with.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously just because he's been so supportive, you know, like he'll be like, okay, yeah, like I'll go fly a bunch of extra trips so we can go to this big competition, you know, for you. So, you know, colleges can look at you, you know.
Sure.
And he went to the Air Force Academy. He was in the military.
Okay. Sure.
And that's where I was going to go to college, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And so he obviously, you know, knew a lot of the people up there. He introduced me to a lot of people that helped quite a bit for getting me to like where I was. And he's always just been like, he's basically just like always put his family above him, you know.
That's
And
huge.
so that's such a big inspiration for me because, you know, I can always tell, you know, how much like he cares about us and everything like that. And when it comes to like social media and everything, at first, if I'm being totally honest, like he wasn't supportive of it, you know.
Sure.
Like he wanted me to go to college. He wanted me to continue doing gymnastics. You know, he's always said, you know, like I would, you know, be really sad if you gave up your God-given talent, you know, for gymnastics. And so like that definitely sucked when I was like, yeah, I don't know about all of this. But once I started kind of, you know, showing him a lot of different things, he was kind of like, okay, you know, like if this is what you're going to do, like do it, like go all out, you know, your mom and I will be here to help you with whatever we can, you know.
That's wonderful.
And so like he always helps me with like my flights and everything because he's a pilot now. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a pilot for United. But stuff like that, and then just even like stories from when he was growing up, is just it's just like crazy because he didn't grow up in like the best environment, you know.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure.
And so, did you know I'm part Asian?
You did. You mentioned that to me on Tuesday. Yes, Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Right?
Part Vietnamese, yeah. So my dad's from
Vietnamese,
Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they came over here when he was 9 because of the war.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
And so I mean, I feel like that kind of indicates how he grew up a little bit, you know.
Sure.
Mom and his 2 younger brothers, basically. And so just like hearing stories from when he was younger, you know, kind of shows me like how much he's actually, you know, worked hard in his life to get to where he is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. So I think that's, you know, really awesome. And like I think that's what's, you know, really inspiring to me is, you know, people from certain circumstances can get to where they are now, you know, with just, you know, hard work and a lot of different other things too. So I definitely think that's been he's definitely been one of my biggest inspirations as well because of all of that. So
I may be
Yeah.
wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I can see it in you too, how he would be more of a disciplinarian or just highly focused on a goal. Like I can see that in
Yep.
you as well. Just
Mhm.
you're not spending much time procrastinating. I mean, if you have to do something, you have to do something.
Yep, exactly.
Quick side note, I was talking to Bryce a couple days ago and he was doing his taxes, so good for him. He's keeping the feds happy. But like that's you're staying focused on
Oh yeah.
what needs to happen. So
Yeah, definitely. My dad's definitely helped me like with work ethic and everything too. You know, he's always told me you got to work hard before you can play hard. So you got to get your stuff done. So it's,
super awesome.
I definitely wouldn't be where I am today in gymnastics, social media, anything, you know, if I hadn't been raised by him. So that's definitely impacted a lot. So
That's so cool. I should send him this video. You can send him this video of you talking about him.
okay, I will.
Be proud.
But yeah, so yeah, he's definitely been one of the biggest inspirations for sure. But now he's super supportive of everything. Cool.
I'm sure he's pumped for you to travel and to keep growing, to do playlist live. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He always talks about, you know, oh, where are you traveling to next? Like, what's your next plan? You know, what are you doing next? You know, what's 2021 going to look like for you? You know, and I mean, we'll just sit there and talk about it for forever, you know.
Perfect.
Um,
And at this point, I mean, you're running your own life, basically. Like you're making your own decisions. You're traveling to all around the country, and he's probably there with you at some point. But I'm sure in a lot of places he's not, or he can't be there physically with you.
Yep. Yeah. He's never gone on like a trip with me before, traveling anywhere. He kind of just, you know, we stay in touch, you know. He's like, hey, if you have like any questions about anything, just give me a call, you know, we'll talk about it. And that's definitely something that we've been talking about over the last couple of days, considering like I'm moving, you know, because it's definitely way different than me traveling, being gone for 2 to 4 weeks, you know, versus me like moving out, you know, really kind of stepping into the world a little bit more, I guess. But I definitely think another thing is like he prepared me a lot for the world.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot more, you know.
For gymnastics, social media, just everything.
Just pretty much everything, kind of like a little bit like the way the world works and everything like that. Like life's tough, you know, like things happen.
Right.
We'll do some curveballs, but you gotta get back up, you know. It's never gonna stop unless you stop. So, but yeah,
it's a good lesson. I'm gonna think on that one tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been really good for sure. They're definitely 2 big inspirations I've had in my life. So
2 huge people. And I mean, you spoke about them really positively. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah. I definitely wouldn't be where I am today without either of them. So
that's super cool.
Yeah.
Good deal. That, you know how good that was?
Good?
More. Really good. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Of course.